If you're planning a trip to Disneyland this spring or summer, get ready because I have all the latest updates on Disneyland's 70th anniversary, including some new offerings and some delays, and everything you need to know about Season of the Force. Plus, at the end of the video, I'll share the latest updates from Imagineering on some of the new attractions and experiences coming to the Disneyland Resort in the future. If you're new here, my name's Eric D, and my hope is always to make your next Disney adventure a little bit more magical with tips and tricks, food reviews, and news. So let's jump right into the good stuff. Disneyland dropped a huge update this week about Disneyland's 70th anniversary. First up, one of my personal favorites, the Paint the Night Parade is making its grand comeback to Disneyland. Now, Disneyland has confirmed that it's returning to Disneyland Park, and that means that Anna and Elsa are rejoining the lineup with their Frozen float. Fun fact, the float was too tall for California Adventure's performance corridor because of the castle on the back, but it works perfectly for Disneyland's parade route, so I can't wait to see that again and hear the music and see all of those LED lights lighting up Main Street very, very soon. So that is coming back, and speaking of nighttime entertainment, the 70th anniversary is bringing an all-new World of Color show inspired by Walt Disney's iconic opening day words, "To all who come to this happy place, welcome." This new version of World of Color will be hosted by Joy and the other emotions from Pixar's Inside Out and feature music and memories from a number of Disney and Pixar's biggest films. This show will also include Boyz II Men singing a rendition of Rainbow Connection, and before the show even begins, the Muppets are crashing the party with a pre-show featuring Joe, the legal weasel, and over a dozen of his pals, complete with projections and dancing fountains. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Now let's talk about something totally new. Disneyland's giving It's a Small World a nighttime glow-up with a show called Tapestry of Happiness. Several times each night, the facade of It's a Small World will light up with music, projections, and a Mary Blair-inspired animated mosaic of classic Disneyland moments. Disney describes it as a visual love letter to Disneyland, bringing all of us together through memories of the happiest place on Earth. It'll feature the 70th theme song, Celebrate Happy, and little nods to tunes we all know and love. And I'm a sucker for nostalgic nods to classic Disneyland attractions, so I'm excited to see how this all comes together. There is still more to share, but first, if you're visiting Disneyland during the 70th anniversary, what's the one thing you can't wait to experience? Let me know in the comments. I'm interested to hear what people are most excited about with this big anniversary celebration. Alright, next. Mickey, Minnie, and the gang are getting snazzy new 70th anniversary outfits. You'll spot them in Town Square and during a new character cavalcade called the Celebrate Happy Cavalcade. And guess who's making a rare US appearance? Duffy the Disney Bear and Shelly May. Duffy and his pals are huge at some of the international parks like Tokyo Disneyland, and after over a decade away, they're finally joining the party back in California, so it will be fun to see them in this cavalcade. In addition to all of this entertainment, the whole resort's getting a 70th makeover too. In the Esplanade between Disneyland and California Adventure, there is what Disney calls a 50-foot sculpture inspired by Sleeping Beauty Castle. The Floral Mickey and Town Square areas will be featuring special 70th anniversary editions, and a medallion will be added to Sleeping Beauty Castle. Cartier Circle Restaurant at Disney California Adventure Park will receive decorations, and when the sun goes down, there will be music, lights, and projection effects set to the tune of Celebrate Happy. Even Toy Story Midway Mania is getting some anniversary flair, so I'm not expecting anything big here, but hopefully some fun little touches for the celebration. Downtown Disney and the hotels are joining in with their own 70th vibes, and of course, Wondrous Journey, the Fireworks Spectacular, and Better Together, the Pixar Pal Parade, are coming back for the celebration. But here's a tiny little hiccup in all of this magic. One big 70th offering is being pushed back. The new audio-animatronic show Walt Disney: A Magical Life was set to debut on May 16th, but now won't debut until July 17th. Disney promises it's worth the wait, saying as you step into the theater, you'll get to experience the incredible story of Walt Disney's life through remastered footage and audio recordings. You'll be taken on a cinematic journey that leads from Walt's early endeavors to the bright lights of Los Angeles and beyond. And when the curtain rises, guests will be transported to Walt's office through the magic of audio-animatronic storytelling that he helped pioneer. Walt will share some heartfelt stories and words of wisdom." End quote. This show really does sound amazing, and even though it's being delayed 2 months, I'm sure the Imagineers want to make sure that they have everything perfect. And just as a reminder to you Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln fans, after its initial run, Walt Disney: A Magical Life will play in rotation with Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, so he's not going anywhere. In addition to this new show, the exhibits in the Opera House on Main Street, USA are also being updated, showcasing the evolution of Walt Disney's dream of Disneyland from concept to reality. This exhibit is being curated by Walt Disney Imagineering and the Walt Disney Archives, and will feature rare images, artwork, and artifacts, including never-before-seen items, Plus, the Walt Disney Family Museum is lending over 30 artifacts, including items that were originally from Walt's private apartment in Disneyland, and prestigious awards like his 1955 Emmy and his Presidential Medal of Freedom. A second exhibit in the lobby will explore the history of audio-animatronics from Walt's early innovations to today's advanced technologies. And after the show, the fun is not done because as you exit the lobby, there will be a preview of some of the projects coming to Disneyland, so I'm assuming we might have some artwork to look at for the new attractions in Avengers Campus, the new Coco attraction, and the Avatar experience. Just up the street from the Opera House, you can find the Main Street Cinema, where for Disneyland's 70th anniversary, you'll be able to see the 3.5-minute film, The Last Verse, which is a behind-the-scenes look at the Sherman Brothers' famous song, It's a Small World. Disney says, this film unveils a new verse written by legendary composer Richard M. Sherman in his final Disney contribution. In the spirit of the beloved song, viewers journey across the globe as the song is passed from person to person and generation to generation, culminating in the reveal of this heartfelt new verse. I'm going to put the lyrics to the final verse on the screen. In addition to this short film about the song, the third and final verse of It's a Small World will be added to the attraction at Disneyland beginning July 17th. It's a Small World is currently closed, but it will reopen on April 25th with the addition of Miguel and Dante from Pixar's film Coco, but the new verse won't be added until July 17th. So while some of the offerings like Walt Disney A Magical Life and the new verse of It's a Small World wait until July 17th, the 70th kicks off on May 16th with Paint the Night, Wondrous Journey, and the new World of Color. This anniversary celebration will run through summer 2026, so plenty of time to soak it all in. But before we hit that milestone, Season of the Force is blasting off March 28th to May 11th. For me, the biggest addition this year will be in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge with a new nightly projection show, Shadows of Memory, a Skywalker Saga. Disney says, stunning projection effects transform the spires of Batuu near the Millennium Falcon, evoking memories of some of the greatest moments in galactic history, as an iconic musical score composed of familiar themes heard throughout the films of the Skywalker Saga draw the audience into the legendary story of the Skywalkers. Fire of the Rising Moons will continue to be presented on select nights. I recently saw this and it was very well done, so I highly recommend if you're a fan of Star Wars or if you have multiple nights that you get to see the fireworks, to take some time to go back there and see it because it's really excellent. Also, for the first time, and at least for now it's a limited time thing, Luke Skywalker will be making appearances in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, so that's very exciting. And as in years past, Space Mountain will be transformed into Hyperspace Mountain, which is always a lot of fun. And as always, you can enjoy Star Tours, The Adventure Continues, where you can experience one of more than 250 storyline variations. Plus, Disney will be having special food offerings and merchandise during the celebration. And now looking even further into the future, Disney had a special presentation yesterday at South by Southwest where they were talking about some of the things coming to the parks and the technology they are using, and we have known Imagineering was working on a new adventure for Millennium Falcon's Smuggler's Run, but we have more information about that now. We knew it would feature Mando and Grogu, and it is now official that next year, both the upcoming The Mandalorian and Grogu movie and the update to Millennium Falcon's Smuggler's Run will debut on May 22nd, 2026. They also released concept art of some of the locations the next adventure may take you, including Tatooine, Cloud City, and the remains of the second Death Star. Imagineers also announced that they have broken ground on the new attractions coming to Avengers Campus. You'll remember last month the Red Trolley streetcar closed so they could make way for these new attractions, but they have officially broken ground. They didn't say much new about Avengers Infinity Defense, but they did bring out Robert Downey Jr. to talk about Stark Flight Lab. Disney says, in Stark Flight Lab, guests will sit in gyrokinetic pods and roll along a track before stopping in front of a giant robot arm. This robot arm will hoist you into the air, where you'll make several high-speed maneuvers inspired by Iron Man and some other Avengers. They went on to say, usually we hide all of the tech behind the scenes, so you can focus on the story. Here, the tech is the story, so we're putting it front and center, end quote. Robert Downey Jr. said he wants the robot arms to feel like characters with personalities just like some of Tony Stark's robots in the movies were. To help make that a reality, Disney said, using dancers and motion capture, the team made a virtual mirror to incorporate some of these movements into early ride mock-ups. The Imagineers want to make sure the robots in Stark Flight Lab feel as lifelike as possible, end quote. Disney also announced that later this summer, the heroes from Fantastic Four will be making appearances in Tomorrowland, and Imagineering is working on Herbie, a robot also from the Fantastic Four. So that is just a little taste of the latest news. I'll be having more videos on all these additions in the future, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of that information. I know that was a lot of information. What's got you the most hyped for the 70th anniversary or Season of the Force, or maybe even looking to the future, some of those attractions we talked about? Drop it in the comments, let me know. I'm always excited to hear what you're excited about. And if you found this video helpful as you're planning your next trip, please give it a like. It helps the channel grow and I really appreciate it. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all again real soon. Bye.